All right, hey, what's up, guys? Coach Mac, Play Fast Football. Today we're going to look at play it calls, meaning calls that we are going to run and we are going to play it regardless of what the other team comes out in. All right, so make sure you check out some of our partners, Game Strat Sideline Replay system that we use here at Bishop Kenny. Highly reliable, highly affordable, great customer service. Check them out. Dome Hats, which is the headwear company we use. Bishop Kenny, Play Fast Football. This happens to be one of my Bishop Kenny hats, so fitted hat, Crusaders on the back with the BK logo on the front. Completely customizable online hat builder. You can design your own hat, build your own hat the way you want. Every hat tells a story. Make sure you use Dome to help you tell the story of your hat. Baker Sporting Goods, which is a company we use for coaches' gear, shirts like this. Our uniforms come from Baker Sports. Some of our players' gear, underneath compression shirts, things like that come from Baker Sports. And then we create some fan stores where fans can get things from Baker Sports online. So you can get all your players, coaches, fan gear, one convenient location, so make sure you check them out. JustPlay, which is the playbook software we use here at Bishop Kenny, and I've used it for the last probably 5 or 6 years. It is not only our playbook software, but it's how we present things to our players. So you can add video clips in there. It's got a really neat presentation mode that you can check out. It's really cool. Our head coach uses it for all of his presentations and team meetings and a lot of different deals. So make sure you check out JustPlay. DifferenceUSA, the ultimate striking machine. Get thousands of reps, elbows in, thumbs up. Don't need a partner, which makes it really cool because it's injury-free most of the time, right? So you don't have a guy holding a bag. You don't have two people going. You just have one guy striking inside the weight room, outside on the practice field, wherever you want to set them up, in season, off season. You can change the tension on the coils inside, so it makes it harder to let the pad in as kids get stronger. So you get all those reps. You don't need a partner. It's one guy doing it. So make sure you check out DifferenceUSA. And then CoachTools, which is a player grading tool with new and updated software versions of it, to where you can create your own customizable columns that you can use. And now, instead of that old school handwritten player grade or something that you got to handwrite and then type into a Word or an Excel document, now this is all completely in the software. You do it how you want to. You use columns that you want to use, and it creates a more professional way to grade out your players. So check out CoachTools. All right, so play calls would be something that you are running regardless of what the other team comes out in, right? So one thing you got to keep in mind is you're not going to use every play it call in every scenario. They're all going to be game plan type deals, right? So one of the ones we're looking at here is like a boundary corner add-on. So let's say, for argument's sake, that this is the hash, right? So the ball's on this hash and we want to bring the corner from the boundary. Okay, so when I drop a 2x2 set, and when I call it a boundary corner add-on, what I mean by an add-on is we're just adding a fourth onto our three-man deal. So out of our tight front, we're just adding a fourth. I wouldn't categorize it as a sim or a creeper, because in this look right here, I'm not simulating pressure from the field to try and get the slide to the field while I bring the boundary corner from there. I'm not replacing anybody in the creeper world, so I'm not replacing a D lineman with a backer and dropping a D lineman. All I'm doing is using a fourth as an add-on, and right now I've got a boundary corner deal drawn up, because boundary corner deals are different for the quarterback, they're different for the O-line, they're different in a lot of ways. So we are looking at a boundary corner add-on and how we could play it versus everything that we wanted to play it against. Now, I would probably carry this in more of the 10, 11, 20 personnel world. If teams were 21 or attacking us into the boundary with a lot of heavy sets, it's probably not something I'd look at. But if we were seeing a lot of 10, 11, 20, all right, this is something that I would definitely look at, because we can play 7-man coverage behind it. So that's one of the things that we had to start looking at on third downs. We started getting into some issues on third downs in our base stuff and our base pressures, where we were trying to send an extra guy, and now we've got to play 3 under 3 or 4 under 2, or we got to play man free. Or if we were sending 2 extra guys, we're trying to make sure we get to the quarterback, because now we've got to be in hot coverage or in zero or some type of peel pressure. So we're talking about ways to get to 4-man pressures so that you can play 7-man coverages. So what I've got drawn up is just a regular cover 2 structure that we play out of our 3 high system. We already play this style of cover 2. It's just a matter of who the moving parts are that are doing what they're doing, right? So if this was 2x2 with the back set to the field, and I wanted to bring the boundary corner, all right, I'm going to work the nose away, so the nose will work the field side A-gap. The four-eye to the field's got to work away and contain, because now I'm going to drop the mic. I'm going to lose the ability to add on with the mic or spy with the mic, because I'm using the mic in coverage. The four-eye to the boundary will work outside across the tackle's face, and we'll bring that boundary corner under through the B-gap, all right, to the boundary side right there. And then behind it, to the field, we're playing normal cover 2, which we always play, so, and we're trapping it. And the reason we trap it a lot is 2 reasons for me. 1, I want to show or give the illusion of our palms to read coverage and make them think that they have certain throws into some soft coverage. And 2, in the quick game, bubbles, stand-ups, things like that, our corners are a little bit smaller. So if we play them in traditional cover 2 and we play them a little bit harder or jam funnel technique, we have a hard time getting off blocks. When we trap them from outside in, from our 2 read look, a lot of times it gives us a bonus in the stand-up bubble game, where we can beat some of the blocks of the number 1 receiver, or whoever's sent out to block the corner. We can beat those blocks with speed and a little bit of disguise or ambush than just physically taking on somebody. If I had big physical corners, we might jam funnel, take speed off of one, because when you're playing trap coverages, the only issue you run into is sometimes one can get down the field with speed. So if you don't do a good job of walling 2 and you start getting 4 verts down the field, you can really put the safeties in a bind with 2 verticals being ripped on them, especially to the field side, right? So the other important part of that is your 2 wall players have to understand how to get inside of that number 2 and try and make him go wider, all right, to the safety. So we're not funneling 1 in. So 1 is going to get a clean release out towards the sideline. Now, what we can do, and we've done this at times before, is we've changed our technique where we would go ahead and play the field side guy hard, and we would get hands on 1 and try and take speed off 1. But to the boundary, we're trapping it. And in this look, we have to trap it because we're actually trapping it with our left safety, and our middle safety is going to replace him on the deep path, because our left safety is going to replace our corner. Okay, so you've got a 2-wall player, a 3-hook player, a 2-wall player. All right, so to this side, you've got an open B gap, so your 3-hook player can play the open B gap. To this side, your 2-wall player can play the open A gap. All right, you're going to trap the corner down, so he would become the D gap player. You've got the Sam as an extra player here to the field, because you also have a D gap corner, but a lot of times you're going to need that Sam to show up a lot quicker on the edge, because in high school with the hash marks, the ball is going to get out to the edge a lot quicker, so you can't always rely on your cover 2 corner being a force player. All right, but in general, it's a 2-wall hook to curl player, however you want to look at it. So to the side that 3 goes to, you're going to end up with a curl player and a hook player. All right, and then to the side away from 3, you're going to have a guy that's a hook to curl player, but he's really just a wall of 2 player. He doesn't have to expand with 2. 3's on the other side, so he's not really worried about what 3's doing. Okay, so you've got 2-wall, 3 hooks, so the mic's got to relate to 3. And then the middle safety is one of your working components, and it's what makes a deal like this a really good deal, is because now your middle safety is going to roll out to play the hash to the boundary. All right, so you got to disguise that however depending on what the formation is, you might have to disguise that. In a minute, I'm going to draw up 3x1 to the boundary, and it's a really good look for us, 3x1 into the boundary. All right, so when I say play it, what I mean is, in that game plan, whatever they come out in, I'm playing it to that set. I'm not blitzing the formation. I'm not choicing the blitz. We are calling this from the boundary, and we are running it. Because what we like is, if we got teams that started going 3x1 into the boundary, right? So if we started getting 3x1 into the boundary, okay? Well, now in the passing world, all right, in the passing world now, we are still bringing the corner. A lot of people will look at that and they'll say, no, we got to get out. If they put 3 into the boundary, we got to get out. We can't run it. We still have everything we need. We've got a corner safety coming down the trap. We've got a 2-wall player. And now your 3-hook player has to relate to 3. Well, 3's on that side. So anything in the passing game, he's going to drop that way. And now to the backside, even if the back stayed on that side, you've got a flat player. You've now got a hook curl player that can get underneath the inside routes of 1, and you got a player over the half. So you're good everywhere you want to be good. Yeah, if they throw it quick over there, you've got a safety that's coming down the trap. But if the Will and the Mike know where 2 and 3 is, the Will's always a 2-wall player anyways. If the Mike knows where 3 is, and now he knows that 3 is not the back, 3 is into the boundary. If the ball gets thrown over there, now you've got the Mike dropping that way, so you can get bodies there, so you don't have to panic and get out of the call, right? So you don't have to worry about saying. A lot of times when we draw pressures, we're always looking at, okay, well, I like this versus this, but I don't like it versus that. If they're in this, I would like to do this. So then you end up giving your kids some choice pressures and say, hey, if it's any 2 buys, run this pressure, but any 3 buys, I need you to run this pressure. Or, hey, we really don't like this pressure against this set. It can only be against this set. So the more checks you have, the more things that you've got to get across to your kids, the more you're relying on always trying to get into the best look. All right, it's the same deal on offense. You're always trying to get into the best look for every given front coverage and scenario. That's a lot of work to do as a coach, and it's a lot of pressure to put on your quarterback. So every once in a while on defense, you've got to have some calls that are play it calls. We're running it. All right, we're running it versus everything. Now, I feel a lot more comfortable in add-on pressures with play it calls because once I send 5, I don't like those unless it's man-free. I don't like them as play it calls. So, like for instance, for us, we send 5 and we play 4 under 2 deep. Same kind of version of this trap coverage, but we don't have an inside hook player. Well, now if we get 3 by 1, I hate that deal to 3 by 1 because now I can't equate the numbers unless I bring a backside guy all the way over and then you start tipping your hand. All right, if I lose the mic and I blart this pressure and they have 3 for my 2 low, any stand-ups, quick game, anything over there, I'm going to get outnumbered. Well, when it's an add-on pressure with just 1 guy coming and I'm dropping 7, I can play it versus everything I want to play it against. Now, again, keep in mind, I don't think I would run a boundary add-on versus heavy 21 or 12 personnel teams. That's not what it's there for. But versus 10 personnel, it gives us a different rotation. It gives the quarterback a different look. It gives the running back or whoever is in protection a different look. All right? So, they're trying to account for box guys, and we're bringing somebody from out of the box that maybe they don't account for. So you've always got to make sure that you are running the things that you need to run that are good in each game plan. So just because it says play call, that doesn't mean that I would run that against everything, whether flex ball and wing tee, whatever. No, I would carry these in 10, 11, 20 personnel deals. And play it means that even if I get formation from the side the pressure's coming, or even if I get formation somewhere that I'm not comfortable with it, we can still play it because we're going to match 2s and 3s. We've got 7 guys to drop. Okay, so the reason I like some of these play it call deals is because it allows the kids to play fast. It allows the kids to know, hey guys, this is the movement, this is the pressure, this is the add-on. It's always coming from the boundary corner, and we're playing it no matter what they come out in. All right, so maybe you don't carry it versus 12 personnel teams, or maybe you don't carry it versus teams that are going to get under center and some wing T versions. But throughout the course of your schedule, there's going to be enough 11, 10 shotgun personnel teams where this makes it something that you can carry. And any of your add-on stuff, so like your third down deals have to be good against everything, because a lot of times on third down you don't know the formations you're going to get. You don't know how teams are always going to attack that. So a lot of times for us on third down, we add a 4th and we play a lot of cover 2. Sometimes maybe we'll roll the cover 3, but we're going to play 7-man coverages that we feel give us enough bodies underneath. And that's really the idea now. If you study any of the guys that talk about simulated pressures and creepers, when you talk to any of the college guys, the idea is they used to bring 5 or bring heavy pressure or play some man-free or play some 2-man, and everybody knew what their third down deals were, and if they didn't get home or if they blocked them up, they got themselves in trouble. So now the idea is they're trying to win by coming up with protection beaters so that they can still drop 7 in coverage and be clean behind it, even if the other team decided to max protect with 6 or 7 guys and run a 3-man route. If you're sending 5 and playing man-free, or if you're sending 6 and playing hot, or even some 0, whatever you're playing, if they max protected, now they can beat you down the field with 3 receivers. If you drop 7, you should be able to handle every concept, whether they free release 5 or they max protect and only send out 3 receivers. You should be able to cover everything if you're dropping 7. All right, so that's the reason you would carry those. You'd get a 4th rusher added on. You create some illusion or some mystery on who the 4th rusher is. Hopefully create a little bit of an illusion for the offensive line so you can possibly get home. tougher to get home in high school because a lot of the balls come out of the quarterback's hands quicker. All right, even on like 3rd and 13 or 14, it's not a lot of teams that'll truly drop back and sit in the pocket. So sometimes, you know, you've got to look at the risk reward of carrying certain things because you may not get home. All right, but adding on a 4th, dropping 7 in coverage, and things that you can play no matter what the game plan that week presents are ways that your kids can be aggressive. You know the call is on. You're not checking out of it. The kids don't have to think. As long as they know the assignments and that pressure and that path, and they know that it's the boundary corner, and the middle safety and the high safety know that we're rotating to trap the boundary. As long as everybody understands that, now you can make the call and feel good that your kids are going to play it. And to me, that's half the battle sometimes, is I want to make good calls and I want to make the right call, but at the same time, I want to make calls that I know my kids can play it and not have to second guess, oh, they didn't know it, we didn't rep it enough, because I think we do that enough as coaches. We make calls and we're like, why did I make that call? We really didn't look at that versus 3x1. We didn't work on it versus jet motion or whatever the case may be. So your play it calls are things that you should be able to plug and play and run versus anything. All right, so I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn your notifications on so you know every time a video comes out, or I jump on YouTube Live. Make sure that you thumbs up, thumbs down if you like the video or you don't like the video. It lets me know about the content, how we present the content. Leave a comment. Every comment that I can see on my end, I try to respond to, so your comments help me. Sometimes some of your comments actually are a better way to do something that has helped me in the past, so I like being able to interact with the members of the Play Fast community and everybody on the YouTube channel. So if you're still playing, good luck to you. All right, if it's the off season now, then hopefully you're starting to study stuff just like I am, and you're looking at refining your package, making it better, and looking forward to the clinic season. We are in the process of trying to get the 2023 Play Fast Clinic up and running, so I'll keep giving you details on that with every video we do and everything that we got going on. So appreciate you guys for being followers of Play Fast. We're going on 10 years now this January, so thank you so much for coming along on a ride. Remember, you won't play well until you play fast, and I will see you guys next time.